and we have here the views of from what is noted as the West Country Way, which used to go along here. Public walking access is allowed along here, but it is reported that horse riders used to come along here and bikes. I'm now standing on the permissive path, and there's a lot of these kind of rides shown here, back over the distant lake. There's a lot of rides here, none of which access is allowed on. Coming to the end of the permissive path here, one of the arguments used by the charity is that we could compromise their conservation efforts and their tree planting efforts. Now, it's been noted on our health and safety risk assessment that was done by a professional pilot that there's plenty of areas in which we could land here. As you can see here, there's been quite large amounts of damage. I mean, I'm sure it's been done in for the right reasons, but basically trees being cut down here, thinning of trees, so it's very difficult to see how a paraglider landing in here, it may cause a tiny bit of damage, but nothing like the damage that... I forgot to film this before. This is the permissive path access point here. As I say, no indication that it is charity land or owned by Will Woodlands. Now this is the permissive bridleway coming on to the so-called permissive path of Green Lane, which exists on tide maps from the 1840s, and I've just been speaking to a local resident who says this is a right-of-way. Unfortunately, you can see here it is not a right-of-way, although it has the limestone link and some other big route on it. It's actually been donated to the public, and so as such it can be closed as it's a permissive path. The rest of this area here, you can get access to it if you jump over the fence, and there are walkways around the side of it, but if you try it you're going to be chased off. I'm now just near where the no public access sign is. I'm just filming the edge of what I've marked on my access area as the orange area. There are gates to it, but essentially it's a fenced off area. The permissive path is closed. There'll be no evidence that it will be allowable. Now going on to Hazelman Farm, here's the no public access sign here, which indicates for nobody to come up. So there's no public access there, and that's basically blocking off this, which is the obvious entrance to this area. In case the no public access sign doesn't get you, there's a forestry operations hazard up there, and basically going along in that direction it leads onto all the very beautiful viewpoints which are out on the right, which I'll go and film now. I'm now just on to the point where I've gone past the forestry sign, coming onto the edge of the escarpment around here. It's a bit of a grim day today, but this is normally a really wonderful spot. Can't see too many views here. It's also these areas down here, nice walkways, which on a sunny day be beautiful. And just over here, about where that tree is where one of the identified beauty spots was. We've got a variety of paths here we could wander along if fancy took us. Along here, along there, down here, several paths on either side here, and down to the front of the escarpment down there. So if it gets sunny, we might get some actually pretty views along here. Very pretty spot in the summer, closed to the public. Now this is the stuff that's hopefully people at Charity Commission will realise what's happening here. There's no usage of this by any member of the public because you'll be chased off. We're coming up to one of the beautiful viewpoints of the Chew Valley Lake there, which is absolutely outstanding. There's little rolling hills here, lovely little places for picnics, but you're not allowed on, and you'd be shouted on at. It was a lovely day when I started, and it's now a bit grim, but I've met one other person in my about 3/4 an hour walking around here. There's Blagdon Lake over there. We're coming up to the beautiful scarp now. Panning around, there's in the distance, we've got a rain shower coming through, unfortunately. Chew Valley Lake. These are all the tree corrals that have been planted there, and you can see just in front here it's going to obscure these views as they go. This is one of the identified viewpoints, I believe. Go along, certainly it's going to get in the way of any of the viewpoints on the top, which I'll just go up to right now. This is now the one of the definitely prettiest points around. Not today. Views in the distance, beautiful parkland trees, fantastic. But the views will be obscured by these trees as they grow. Totally in disagreement with the Environmental Statement 1999. And I think that's enough said. Well, before I drown in the shell that's coming, this is the last of the recognised viewpoints. It is outstanding when it's nice weather. You can see everything's prepared for the public. This gate, for instance, here is nicely maintained, and it's just not allowed. Don't know why. Well, the last little bit of video footage I took was in a rain shower, but this is what we're talking about, these views here.